Why is your husband changing? Is it only because you're forcing him to? Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I help strong and successful women who are struggling in lonely and disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need so that they can either fix the struggles in their marriage or move forward without regret. If you like what you hear, I hope you'll subscribe to this channel. When two people decide to get married, it means they've chosen each other to spend the rest of their life together. But then, several years into the marriage, what started out as two people being inseparable now becomes incompatible. My name is Sharon Pope. I am a master life coach and a 7-time best-selling author on love and relationships. I help women who are struggling in their lonely and disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles in their marriage or lovingly release it without regret. You can go to clarityformymarriage.com to explore if there's a fit for you and I to work together today. When your husband starts changing, you start wondering, well, why? All right, I want to share with you the story of a client of mine who I'll refer to as Claire. Now, over the last year or two, she's really endured a lot of hurt and betrayal inside of her relationship with her husband. But as she looked back before that, she realized that there was sort of this long-standing pattern of him being very disrespectful to her. He was very quick to get angry, and he always assumed the worst. And when I asked her more about the anger that he showed her, she said that when he would get angry, he would be in her face and his words were really biting. When we first met, she described her husband as just plain mean. Well, we were working together for about a month, and she was getting stronger emotionally. She was better equipped to set healthy boundaries for herself and be able to communicate those boundaries. And lo and behold, her husband is no longer getting angry and being so mean and biting towards her. Now, I'm not saying he's being loving. I'm saying that he's not being damaging and destructive like he was before. And of course, after a month, the two of them are not now reconciled and blissfully in love. But I can say that we have stopped the bleeding. We don't keep adding more and more hurt on top of the hurt and betrayals that are already there. So her questions now revolved around, well, why is he changing? Is he only doing it because I'm making him do it? See, she wants him to want to do it so that he can be a better man, so that he can be a better husband, so that he can be a better father. She doesn't want to be like the prison warden who he's only doing it because she's keeping the pressure on, because then that means she has to keep the pressure on forever, right? And she doesn't want it to be just because she's calling him out. And she's starting to think to herself, if that's his reason for changing, do I want to be in a relationship with someone like that? And here's the thing. We might want obedience in a puppy, but we don't actually want an obedient partner. We want a true partner who is kind and loving to us because that's how we are to them. So there's a phrase that I use in my coaching practice called calling him higher. Now, calling someone higher is not about demands or ultimatums. It's about knowing who we are, knowing what we each desire and what we absolutely deserve. And then we're able to set clear and healthy boundaries for ourselves and no longer make ourselves available for really toxic and destructive behavior. Now, the basis of calling someone higher is a groundedness. It's self-respect. It's also being able to set those healthy boundaries. It means that we need to be able to communicate in a way that honors our needs and what we're available for and what we're not, without dropping into anger and tears and blame and judgment and control and all those sort of toxic behaviors. So the basis of calling your partner higher, if you haven't noticed, begins with our growth. It begins with us. It's not about them right now. To begin this process, it has to begin with us. And the reason for that is because when you call your partner higher and you grow as an individual, the way you show up inside that relationship changes. right? The way you express yourself changes. The way you carry yourself changes. What you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with, that absolutely changes. And then those around us, as we change, those around us, if they want to remain in relationship with us, will automatically have to elevate. They will have to grow personally in order to be in relationship with you. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand. We don't get what we want or what we ask for. We get what we expect, right? So when Claire expected him to be belittling and mean, she got it time and time and time again. But as she grew personally, and then she expected him to be a bit kinder, a bit more patient, a bit gentler, he started to show that to her. Here's what I want you to think about. Look, there's only two ingredients inside this relationship that is your marriage. There's you and your partner, right? So there's only three options here in terms of personal growth and what can happen. One is you're going to both grow and be emotionally healthy together. Another option is you're not going to grow and you're going to be emotionally unhealthy together. Honestly, that's where most marriages are today because we never got equipped to do this well. There was a quote I saw one time that said, we're only as healthy as the least emotionally healthy one of us in a marriage. And I thought, wow, that's big. The problem, though, is that most everyone thinks they're the healthy one and it's their partner that's the unhealthy one, when we all have opportunity to grow. And then the third possibility is that one of you grows and the other doesn't. And what ultimately happens is that that relationship ends because you've outgrown your partner and now you're just no longer a good fit together, right? So calling your partner higher, we all want our partners to be better, right? It's got to begin with us. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people will say, well, how can you possibly just work with the woman? How can you just work with one side of the equation? You should be working with both people. It could never work. No, it does work. Because how you show up in the relationship, how you express yourself, how you carry yourself, what you're available for, how you communicate, all of that is what your partner is reacting to. So when you change that, the reaction you get will also change. I hope that that was helpful for you. If you like what you heard, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. And I would love for you to go download my free ebook, 3 Things Women Want Men to Know. This book is for men and the women who love men. Because if we can start to understand one another better, we can be in relationship better. So you can go get that free ebook at 3thingstoknow.com. That's the number 3, not spelled out, 3thingstoknow.com. And if you would like to be notified every time we post a new video, all you have to do is click the button at the end of this video and you'll be notified every time we get a new one updated. Until next time, take really good care.